In an era where the media finds something to demonize, whether it be texting, skin color, or your choice in politics, there's always been one topic that has been the target of unfair and unsupported backlash, that being video games.
It could be a growing addiction, potentially stunting the development of children. One doctor uses the term digital heroin to describe the compulsion to stare into screens for hours.
Back in the 80s, when one of the reasons why video games were so hated was because the ones that were famous were really violent. Along with this came with an inevitable hatred from parents and the demonizing from the media, saying video games cause children to become violent. With false headlines and articles with weak evidence pointing towards violent behavior, the truth of the matter is that there's actual benefit to playing video games. Your brain is always absorbing information, always analyzing the probability and calculating what to do as you take in the scenery. This is called probabilistic inference, where your brain continuously accumulates small pieces of visual and auditory information as a person surveys a scene, eventually gathering enough information for the person to perceive to be an accurate decision. Now, you could argue that they play for countless hours a day, but what's the difference if they're playing Sudoku or reading a book for the same amount of time? It's like they say, everything in small increments. But what if I told you that by playing video games, your brain actually improves in its ability to assess information and reaction times? In an experiment done by Professor Daphne Bavelier at the University of Rochester on August 24, 2010, two groups between 18 to 25 years old were split and each played around 50 hours over several weeks. One group played action games like Call of Duty, while the other played The Sims. In her study, she concluded that people who played action video games increased up to 25% faster at coming up with decisions compared to those who don't. This doesn't really mean that people are just making choices without weighing out the consequence first. What it does mean is that they have the ability to quickly analyze the situation and make the best choice as quickly as possible. In gaming, this can mean the difference between winning a battle royale, and in real life, the difference between hitting the brakes to avoid an accident. I've seen this in my own experience where I log into a game and find myself with a kid as a teammate and I accept my fate of losing that game. And to my surprise, the kid ends up carrying us the whole time and winning while I sit there and contemplate my life knowing a little kid is better at this game than me. Here's an example of how action gamers differ from non-gamers. I'm going to show you some words, but you're going to say what the color of the word is. Action games help improve our attention to detail, quickly analyzing the situation and executing an action as fast as possible. As far as the example, those who play more action-oriented games probably said the color a lot faster than those who don't. When recalling a memory, your hippocampus and several other sections of your brain work in tandem to piece together a memory. As you get older, this function diminishes as it's more of a use it or lose it kind of thing. In terms of helping brains in older people, video games show to prevent Alzheimer's, treat PTSD, and dementia. Strategy games like Civilization or The Sims have shown to boost memory in people ages 60 to 80 years old. Games in a 3D environment give you more complex and spatial information that stimulate the hippocampus, in turn exercising that part of your brain, the one that's in charge of memory construction. I hope this video helps shed some light on the benefits of playing games. Whether you're 6 years old or 80, sitting down and playing for a little while does more to improve than to harm. So it might be a good idea to finish that Civilization game you started 3 weeks ago.